This is the Black Vortex, a Guardians of the Galaxy and X-Men crossover. This video will cover chapters 9 and 10 of the comic series. Having submitted to the Black Vortex, Thane has been granted cosmic powers. He stands beside Mr. Knife, who reminds him that he has fulfilled his promise. Now, he demands that Thane unleash his powers on the planet Spartax, where Kitty, Corsair and the others still are. Thane unleashes a powerful blast, which the inhabitants of Spartax sense as a shift in the planet's gravity. All of a sudden, they are completely encased in amber and frozen solid. Knife turns to the Brood emissary and tells him that he is ready to deliver Spartax to the Brood. Peter, Storm and the others descend to the planet's surface to find their comrades frozen and in agony. Peter spots Kitty and rushes to her. He apologizes for not listening to her warnings about the Black Vortex, even though he believes she cannot hear him. But Kitty uses her last ounces of strength to break free from the amber and embrace Peter. The amber is so thick that she cannot free anyone else. Nova finds them and rejoins the group. Magic and Rocket arrive, along with Gamora, Beast and Angel. They are astonished to see what has happened. Suddenly, some ships appear in the sky. The Brood has arrived. Aboard the flying fortress, Thane is disgusted that Knife's mission all along has been to hand Spartax over to the Brood. In exchange, the Brood will give Knife 1 out of every 10 planets they conquer. Thane is now closer than ever to overthrowing Knife. As the Brood descend onto the planet in millions, the Guardians and the X-Men realize they stand no chance. However, the Brood have no interest in them. They head straight for the frozen people and begin to chew on the amber shells. Beast grabs one of the Brood and splits it open to find it full of eggs. The Brood's plan is to implant their eggs into the people's skulls so they can rapidly multiply to 72 billion times their current population and take over the galaxy. This is the worst possible moment for the Slaughterlords to find the group, so, of course, they do. Aboard the flying fortress, Cyclops, Iceman and Groot are still being held captive in a cell equipped with a device that inhibits their powers. The prison guards head off to an all-hands meeting called by Knife, and the three of them seize the opportunity to enact an escape plan. With his powers inhibited, Cyclops cannot deploy his optic beams to their full power. But he can use a low-powered beam to precisely trace out the guard's fingerprint onto a sensor. He does it successfully, and manages to unlock the cell. Iceman, Groot, and he escape, only to run straight into hundreds of Knife soldiers. As they flee, they run into the Black Vortex. Iceman says that using the Vortex is their only chance of getting out alive, but Cyclops is reluctant. He doesn't want to be corrupted by its power. Suddenly, he has a vision of Jean and his father. Corsair tells him that he has used a telepathic link-up to get into Cyclops' brain. He tells his son that he has to trust himself. He can control the Black Vortex's power. It doesn't have to control him. Cyclops makes up his mind, and he, Iceman, and Groot submit to the Vortex together. Now cosmically enhanced, it takes them a few seconds to eliminate all the soldiers in their path. They take the Black Vortex and escape, only to find their teams battling with the Slaughterlords on Spartax. Captain Marvel takes the Black Vortex from him, and Cyclops asks her where his father is. She reluctantly tells him everything that has happened, and that Corsair is among those frozen in amber. Cyclops descends to the surface to find him. He realizes that the vision he saw of his father earlier wasn't real. It was all happening inside his head. The version of Corsair he had created was only telling him what he already knew himself. Cyclops realizes that he has the will and the strength to save his father, and the galaxy, and he flies back up to face the Slaughterlords and give them hell. And that's how Chapter 10 of the Black Vortex ends. This video is sponsored by Shen Yun Creations. Every year, Shen Yun showcases classical Chinese dance with hundreds of performances in theaters worldwide. Now you can view the performances online at shenyuncreations.com. Use our code to get a discount. Visit shenyuncreations.com, use the QR code on the screen or the link in the description below, and use the code IND91. Hurry, offer ends soon. What will become of Thane, son of Thanos? Will Knife's greed and recklessness ever be stopped? Join us next time for the massive conclusion to the Black Vortex saga.